When I was a little kid, I knew nothing about racism. I had black friends, white friends, it didn't matter. We just played together. But as I got older, I started to hear the odd idiot calling me names and saying things that shook me. It made me feel I didn't belong. And my experience is common for so many black and brown people. And when I use the word black, I mean anyone who is discriminated against because of the colour of their skin.
Some people believe that racism has been pretty much sorted out. And it would be fantastic if that was the case. But that's just not true, and the facts don't lie. If you're black, your chances of being in low-paid, insecure or casual work are way higher than if you're white. Black workers are more than twice as likely to be on temporary zero-hour contracts than white workers. Which is one reason why during the pandemic, employment rates amongst black workers fell by almost 6% compared to just 1/5 of 1% for white workers.
Even black people in relatively secure jobs are discriminated against. It turns out 3 out of 10 black workers has been bullied or racially harassed in work. 1 in 7 of them felt it was so bad they had to leave their jobs, and the pandemic has made a bad situation worse. During the pandemic, black Usdaw members in retail were almost twice as likely as their white colleagues to be physically assaulted at work. And Usdaw members who are black are way more likely to be working in places that aren't well organised. Almost 20% of black members work in sectors and roles that aren't highly unionised, compared to less than, 2% of white members, meaning far fewer black members benefit from the work done by Usdaw reps and officials to negotiate safe working practices, decent pay and improvements to terms and conditions. That's why, for example, twice as many black members didn't get paid any sick pay last year.
And black workers are also less likely to have their voices heard. During the pandemic, over 2/3 of black and white members raised concerns with their employer, often about safety. But while almost 1/2 of white members reported that they were satisfied with how their employer dealt with the concern, only 1/3 of black members felt the same.
And of course, racism isn't just a problem at work. You can go on your phone or on the computer and you're seeing all sorts of abuse online, from supposedly harmless racist jokes and memes all the way to death threats. And with the far right on the rise, it feels what used to be considered extreme has now become more mainstream and accessible. Is it any wonder when you see some of the messages going around that people feel like they don't belong?
There are things this government could do, and there are things employers could do, but there are also things this union and all of us can do. We've got Usdaw's No Room for Racism campaign, Show Racism the Red Card, and the Wear Red Day every October. There's the Equality Forums and the Black Members Weekend Workshop. And as great as those things are, there's much more to be done than simply running anti-racism campaigns and organising events for black workers.
Like all unions, Usdaw has made some progress in improving representation of black members in training and organising around race equality. But if black members were properly represented, at least 15% of ADM delegates, shop stewards and branch officials would be black. But we're a long way from that. We can't just sit back and wait for things to change. We need to take steps to dismantle the barriers that get in the way of black members getting involved and to raise their voice and visibility in the union.
To help do that, Usdaw is launching a pilot project for a new black activist development programme to encourage and support black members who want to get more involved. This will make a real difference, provided we have the support of every rep in this union, doing whatever they can to encourage their black colleagues to join Usdaw and get more involved.
Let's be honest, we're never going to sort out racism overnight, but we can all make a difference, and we can all take steps to make sure that Usdaw will never stop being a place where everybody feels welcome, everybody feels heard, and everyone feels they belong. Let's take a stand now, together, against racism.